Brand new YouTube video. Today I've coded a new physics simulator, so I'm going to be checking that out. First, let's go into the particle class. First I'll run this for you. So you can see we start with a bunch of different classes of particles. We have green particles, we have yellow particles, blue particles, and we have yellow particles, or red particles. So we have these four types of particles, and each of them have different interaction strengths with each other, which you can see I give them all random values here. So the green on green force is a random value. The yellow on green, random value. Yellow on yellow. And all of these are just random values. This is us creating the particles. This is a constructor. These are all just a bunch of useful functions, as you can see here. If I go into the particle class, you can see our particles have a bunch of different states. You've got the x position, y position, velocities, forces, the forces that they feel from all of the different particles. Just a couple functions. This is the constructor. This is if I want to create like a random particle. A bunch of useful functions to get the types, get distances, whether particles are touching or not. This is the function that will calculate the new x velocity. So it'll take all of the other particles and it'll give you like the new x velocity if you give it the list of all the other particles by calculating all of the other cumulative forces on this particle. Same with the y position, and then move simply calculates the new x position and y position, and if it's out of bounds, it'll bring it back into bounds. That's move x, move y, and draw simply draws it on the screen. So now that we have like a basic understanding of how the code works, let's run this one more time. I think the main thing I was trying to achieve with this program was to simulate life, because I saw a YouTube video where someone employed essentially this exact same thing, and they got some pretty interesting patterns. Now I haven't gotten any like really interesting patterns that actually look like living creatures, but you can see here, this one looks kind of interesting. It's kind of clumped up together. Everything else is still, but down here we have some like movement. It's almost living, but not quite exactly the results I wanted, because in that other YouTube video, which I think I'll link down in the description, it actually looked like real life. Anyways, I've been playing around, and I got some interesting values. Hold up. Yeah, I got some interesting values, as you can see here. So I've been doing this for a little while, but one that I found that was kind of interesting was this value. Is if you gave all the particles, all interactions, just this value, it creates something a little like this. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. But other than that, not a lot of really interesting results. Anyways, I'll link the code down below if you want to play around with it yourself. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Maybe I'll play a couple more sims, a couple more runs. That one's kind of boring. Also kind of boring. Also kind of boring. Kind of interesting. We have like a bunch of little orbits going on. Like here you can see they're orbiting around this yellow. Here the blues are orbiting around each other. Bunch of reds moving around here. Same kind of behavior. I think the main issue with my code right now is that this return will return a random value from like I believe -1 to 1. I'm not entirely sure about that, or maybe, yeah, I think it's -1 to 1. But the problem with that is sometimes you'll get a value that's really close to 0. So some of the particles won't interact with other particles at all. So if anyone has a good solution on how I can make it so that I always have a value that's greater than the threshold, I'd love to see that in the comments, maybe. But yeah, that's it. See you guys later.